Palestinians seeking refuge at Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa, and the staff say that they are trapped and are living in horrifying conditions. Palestinian officials say that 2 premature infants died due to the lack of electricity as heavy fighting went on nearby. Even though tens of thousands of people have fled the fighting, some have taken shelter in northern Gaza hospitals, which have been repeatedly hit by explosive strikes and gunfire. The UN's humanitarian agency, ACA, has earlier reported that out of the 36 hospitals in the Strip, 20 are no longer functioning.
The situation in the hospitals is absolutely desperate. 50% of those hospitals are non-functioning right now. Those that are functioning are working well below their capacity because of a lack of fuel, a lack of medicines, a lack of water and necessary medical supplies. Doctors, nurses are completely exhausted and overwhelmed, and a number of the hospitals are under attack.
The current situation is, since the last night, the bombardment has been continuously on Al-Shifa Hospital and the surrounding areas. Last night they started directly attacking and targeting the hospital, where they started by bombing the women's hospital building late evening yesterday, and then in front of the emergency department, and then the outpatient clinic, and again the women's hospital building, which ended up with the people being scared, and now the women's hospital building is totally out of service.
Operations at the Al-Shifa Hospital have been suspended due to lack of resources and frequent power cuts. Doctors in the neonatal ward are being forced to carry out artificial respiration by hand on babies. At the hospital, dozens of children have lost their lives because of a lack of oxygen. Among the thousands of Palestinians fleeing Gaza's north to the south is a 6-hour-old newborn carried by her grandmother, who has been walking for more than 5 hours.
إلا بيجي 5 ساعات، إلا من الساعة 9:30.
وين كنت يا خالتي؟
في الشفا. في الشفا بهلكنا. إيش هي رحلتنا؟ رحلة عذاب. إيش رحلتنا؟ رحلة عذاب يا أخوان.
A British doctor broke down as they read an emergency message sent from the director of Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza. As healthcare workers gathered in front of the Prime Minister's office in London, they held banners bearing the names of several doctors killed by Israel so far. In addition to the clashes around Al-Shifa, the situation is fraught at other hospitals in northern Gaza. Here is a map showing where Indonesia, Al-Shifa, Al-Ransisi and Al-Quds hospitals are located. Now, these hospitals have been under attack in the past week. The Palestinian Red Crescent Society say that fighting around the Al-Quds hospital had created a state of panic and extreme fear among the displaced people sheltering there. The director of the Indonesian hospital said that the lack of fuel forced the facility to cut power to their desalination plant, medical scanners and lifts. In the latest, Israel's military has claimed that it was ready to evacuate babies from Gaza's largest hospital. An Israeli defense official has now stated that Israeli forces are not firing on Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City, but there are clashes with Hamas militants around it. Now, for more on this, we were earlier joined by war correspondent and security analyst Mohammed Najib from Ramallah. Listen in to what he had to say.
Yes, Mohammed, since yesterday evening, the Israeli tanks came close and surrounded Al-Shifa Hospital, 200 meters far from Al-Shifa Hospital, and continue their bombing around the hospital, preventing the ambulances to transport injured from other areas to the hospital. There are some 16,000 Palestinians who displaced from their homes are hiding there, taking shelter, in addition to 500 patients. Some of them are a kidney failure and need to have the machines to be connected to the machines, other at the ICU. And the director of the hospital says that the fuel is about to run within 3 hours. So then they have to disconnect the machines from those patients and injured. So that will threat their lives. Israel claims that Hamas command hidden there, but Israel says that there are 40,000 Hamas fighters in Gaza, and it's unlikely to believe that the 40,000 are hidden in a hospital because they have their own tunnels, they have other areas. So this unjustified that targeting the Al-Quds Hospital, Al-Shifa Hospital, and other hospitals. This is unacceptable according to the international law, the war law, the humanitarian law. It could be criticized by all the international organizations. And the sympathy that was with Israel, pro-Israel at the beginning of this war, now changed because no one accepts to target the hospital and killing civilians.